Hello, welcome to Popalong RC, the RC car channel dedicated to RC car racing. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Carl. Some people refer to me as Club Racer Carl because I never ever claim to be the best driver in the world. And in this video, we're going to talk about this car here, which is my glorified Grassroots Basher, and this Pro Spec 1/8 e-buggy, and hopefully next year 2026 you're going to see me running this amazing e-buggy at the BRCA 1/8 e-buggy nationals. So as I said, I am not the best driver in the world. However, I do get to drive some really amazing cars. This year we've run anything from indoors with the 1/12 pan cars to outside with massive 1/7 scale cars. And over the summer, if you're a regular to the channel, you will know we do a lot of grassroots stuff, running cars such as this, which is the Sparks XB6. We also run the Synchro, which is the 4S version of this car, slightly lower spec, and there's also the Synchro 2-wheel drive car, which again is a sort of entry-level 1/8 buggy that you can get hold of. So in terms of performance of these cars, they do amazingly well. We've got these spirals on the front, and that's really kind of up their game, running them on grass at one of our Grassroots track. When the summer was in full swing, Mark and I would do several hours at a time running these cars. Now, we tend to run them with the shocks almost, well, the back certainly, as low as they go, because we don't have any jumps on our tracks, and we kind of just spin them round and, yeah, have some great fun. We've got a couple of these, therefore the racing that we have is super close and just real good quality fun. However, if you've also seen the video when we met up with Mr. Kevin Talbot, we headed over to Hearts for a 1/8 race, which Mark did. And then we also went back to Hearts for the European 1/8 Championships, which is an amazing event in the summer. And they are actually hosting the 1/8 e-buggy nationals. So therefore, as it is our local club, I want to get this car ready for the nationals. So let's take a look at some of the action from the Euros. Obviously that was the 40 plus Euros, again running nitro, and I'm going to be running e-buggy, so it's slightly different. The format is slightly different for the e-buggies because obviously you can't run and have like the refuels that you do with the nitros. So a little bit more about this car. This car here is the SBX 825 Corally, and originally when we got this car, we gave it to Pro Racer Mark to build, and unfortunately Pro Racer Mark, well, you can't rush Pro Racer Mark is the moral of the story. And the car came back to me, and I've decided, you know what, not only am I going to build this car, I am going to get it kitted up ready to race at the Nationals. I've already been in conversations with the guys over at Hearts. We have somebody who has said they're going to help us out with the electrics for the car. And someone else has said they can help us out with tyres, because obviously over there the tyre choice on the day is going to depend on the conditions. So hopefully we can get the tyres sorted. The next question I have though with this car, what do we do about batteries? What are the BRCA batteries for running in e-buggy? Not something I'm familiar with. All the batteries that we run in these, obviously we run 3S and 4S batteries, but I'm not sure what batteries people tend to use for a national competition, like a competition battery. So hopefully we'll get the electrics into this very soon, and I'll get over to Hearts for a test day or two before we get started with the nationals. At the moment, I think I'm going to start off with one round, and that will be at Hearts. However, there is a second round that isn't too far away from me. It's over at Slough, so I might look at getting over to that track as well. I've not visited the Slough outdoor track, so that'd be good to kind of pop along and take a look at what they've got over there. If you're interested in 1/8 e-buggies, if you're interested in 1/8 buggies, if you're interested in seeing my journey into this part of the hobby, please like, subscribe and hit the old ding dong bell. As I say, I'm not the best driver in the world, never claimed to be, and hopefully you guys can relate to that, and therefore you can relate to my journey into this new class for us. We've raced a lot of classes here on the channel, and I think this is one that I'm really going to enjoy. Now, if we were to compare these two cars, obviously this one is carbon fibre chassis, whereas this one is your more typical steel chassis. We've got adjustable turnbuckles, whereas this one has got sort of fixed length. The build quality on this is far greater, but there are lots of similarities. Now, we have been sent by Basher Skins some skins for this car, and I have got my BAM Basher skin on there. This has got sort of gold specs in, and it looks absolutely stunning. And for a basher, you kind of want to protect your chassis, protect your car. I had a spare one going. It wasn't this design, and I thought what I'll do is I'll put it on this car here. So if we have a quick look at the bottom, this is the Sparks chassis protector. And actually the holes, there are two holes that I've covered up by doing this, and they are the ones that hold the sort of the plate in place to sort of stiffen up the chassis. It's where the support arms sort of brace the chassis. So there's two screws which have been covered up, and then I think, with the exception of these two holes here which don't line up perfectly, most of the other holes actually line up pretty well, and that means that this car possibly shares very, very similar layout to the Sparks. So they are quite similar. I haven't looked at whether these parts are going to be transferable, because I could take this one to nationals. If I've got this one in the bag, this could be sort of like my donor car for parts if need be, just to get me by on the day. So it'll be interesting. I'm going to take a closer look at these two cars to see which components are compatible and what bits I can borrow in emergencies if I do break anything. But as far as I'm concerned, this car here is just head and shoulders above the Sparks in terms of the build quality and the sort of the overall specification of the car. So any advice, any tips that you've got, please fire them my way. I'm an absolute noob when it comes to this scale. Obviously I've got a lot of race hours on grass with these, but proper on-track racing, none at all. So watch this space and enjoy the show.